Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for working with me and for your patience.
Of course. You know how it is. We're working moms at any time. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
your whole plan changed.
completely.
Yeah.
Gotta go with the flow.
Yep. Yep. So how are you doing over there? What's the weather like?
It's like 60 degrees and sunny. Sorry for everyone who's not in that kind of weather.
Yeah.
Love California.
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting ready here for another snow day tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. I feel like my son would be thrilled, but
Of
we
course.
don't get those. If anything, we get like fire days in the fall.
Oh my God. Yeah. Not great.
Ooh,
Are you
yes.
gonna have to like get up and go at any
Do you have any?
time?
I might,
Okay.
but hopefully not because it's still very early in the morning here.
That's true. That's true. So I'm here with Sarah from Shop the City, and she is an amazing personal stylist who once lived in DC. That's how we met each other, and now has gone to the West Coast to style all of those wonderful clients on the West Coast and help them along with their style. So, Sarah, thanks for joining me today. And let's get into
Of
how we
course.
first met, if you remember. I remember.
Yeah, so I think I was like it was before I started my styling business and I had a fashion blog in DC and I think we met at a fashion event.
Yeah.
Um and I can't remember, did you have a blog too or were you just styling?
I had a blog, um, and it was kind of one of those things looking back now, it was kind of a mix of both. I think I was blogging while, you know how the styling has its ebbs and flows. So that's how
For
I was
sure.
doing that and going to like blogger events and stuff. But then, as your career trajectory changes and what you want out of it changes, and you kind of move out of certain spaces. So then it went from the blogging space right into like full time, full personal styling world.
Yeah. I feel like I did the same.
Yeah. But you did it for a long time.
Yeah, I think I started my blog when I was in college, I want to say 2011. And
Yeah.
then I kept it up basically until I had kids. And then I was like, I can't do everything.
Yeah. Something's got to
Something
give.
has to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's totally, that's a good thing is that you can recognize that this is one thing I'm going to let go of and I'm going to be okay letting it go. I can't do everything
I
and
feel
you
like
have
I've
to.
updated it. Yeah. I feel like I've updated it here and there, mostly like to announce the birth of my kids, or like I did like a travel post once. But yeah, for the most part, I'm like not sharing my outfits or anything. And plus, I feel like everything's moved towards more like digital content, Instagram and TikTok and everything. And so I feel like I've moved into there and then made it more the styling business.
Yeah. Yeah. Which the way, our lives are like to sit down and do a blog post of like, and the editing and the writing and all that is just like the way our it is now. To your point, like the digital stuff, you just throw it up on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever, and it's like done. Everybody's kind of seeing your look, kind of seeing your stuff, and you don't have to like worry about so much editing and writing. And it's interesting how much everything's changed.
Yeah. And I think about it often in like, sorry,
Oh, it's
gonna
okay.
do some stuff while I do this.
Yeah.
I think about it often in like if Instagram is down, what do we do? And so it's
Yeah.
so important to have those backups. But I try not to like put all my effort into those because no one's actually looking at them. Whereas like Instagram and TikTok, people are actually looking at. But having the backup is always good. I feel like some people are like, I can start a business only on Instagram. And I feel like that's just doing yourself a disservice to not have the
Yeah.
backup.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I mean, I've done so many courses on all this stuff of like, you know, doing your own social media and the metrics and all this stuff behind it. And they say the exact same thing you do. Like, you cannot put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to social media. You have to be across the platforms. And because you never know when you cast that net, there might be
Mm,
one audience that sticks out more than others that can cater to you, which you may not even think be like follow you, and so it's kind of like
Exactly.
if you invest in one, then it's not going to give you the same results as you would like going wider and then see which one has uh more reactions to you, more reach, more impressions, which is like that's that whole the whole science behind that is somebody's full-time job. And for some reason it's mine. It's mine until I can make it someone else's full-time job.
Completely. I
Yeah.
feel like I had an assistant, but as you said, like the ebbs and flows of the business is like it worked for a time and then business slows and I'm like, I can take this back on. And it's just like you're doing so much and trying to balance it all and everything.
Yeah. It can be very overwhelming.
Sorry about that. And thank you for your patience.
Of course. Hey, we're multitasking. That's what we're
I
doing.
know. Yeah, this is another thing that I started because of like the quiet times in business is I think post pandemic, working for yourself can be very lonely and isolating. So I came to anthropology because they were hiring for journalists, and I've been here now for a little over 2 years.
Nice.
And it's just like great for like when it's quieter in business, and the discount is not bad.
Oh yeah.
So it's just been a great opportunity to kind of like be out of the house, also like see new products constantly and like see how regular people are kind of shopping and doing a little bit of research on that. And
Yeah.
then like going back to my clients and being like, okay, I'm seeing how things are actually fitting on people. And like anthropology has so many brands that everyone loves. And so it's
Yeah.
just like really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
you're
it
doing
also
like
means
you're doing like research, you're on the ground doing market research, which is it's smart because
mhm,
you're using all of that time and all those skills and just like flipping it back around to your business.
exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes I meet people here who are like, I need help outside of here. And I'm like, well, I am here for you.
Exactly. You're like, perfect. Here's my card. So tell us some more about Shop the
Exactly.
City.
Yeah, so I think I started it in 2017. I was in the middle of planning my wedding and seemed like a good time to start a business. And I feel like I kind of started it as more like shopping focused and helping people find the right stores and the right deals and everything. I have a background in fashion merchandising and visual merchandising. And so when I moved to the West Coast, I took a little bit of time to kind of one understand the style of the Bay Area. It's so different than DC. Like it's so casual. Like techie style is such a thing here. Patagonia vests and like Allbirds sneakers. So I really like took 6 months to focus on that and be like, how can I best serve these people? And then from there, kind of pivoted my business and made it more into like the wardrobe audits, the personal shopping, the like shopping your closet styling and outfit curation, and all of that. So I've been doing that since I moved to the Bay in 2018.
Nice. So, because I remember when you had it here, was it, and I think you had hosted a couple of outings where like
I
you would take
did.
people to like, here's the top places in Georgetown and downtown to shop. Like these are exclusive picks that I highly recommend. That's a great idea to be like, when you're in a different town with friends to like have a service that can just take you to the right places.
Yeah, and I think that was my thinking when I first started it is I was planning my bachelorette party in Miami and I was like I want to do a shopping tour. Like I love shopping. I love finding vintage clothes, all of that. And like I couldn't find that and so I wanted to create that. And then I feel like I did okay with it, but it just wasn't like the right fit for me and my skill set. Like I
Yeah.
knew the best places to shop, that's fine, but like my skill set is in like finding people's styles and putting together outfits that they normally wouldn't think of and helping people just like instantly elevate their style into something that like is a little more trendy without being like ostentatious. I can totally have fun and do ostentatious things and like I've done a lot of, photo shoots for magazines and like going very like crazy. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm really, what I have the most fun at is like helping everyday people start to understand style and like get it and like have fun with it and express themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's once you kind of see that that's what you want to do and how it makes you feel, you're like, I could be doing this forever, because you're there to empower people. So what is it? What kind of words of wisdom do you have for your clients, like when you're working with them? What kind of helps you? Because sometimes it's kind of psychological, right? Where you kind of have to
It
come
is
from that direction.
totally. Yeah, I actually have a stylist friend here in the Bay Area who has her degree in psychology. And like, so that's her like spin on it. But
Yeah.
any stylist is kind of doing that psychological thing. And what I've realized a lot recently is that you have to break down these barriers of these kind of old mentalities that are stuck in our heads from being raised in like the 90s and the early aughts of like, you can't wear these colors together. You shouldn't wear these shapes if you are this shape, and like all this stuff, and kind of throwing it at the window and finding what works best for each client and like what makes them happy and comfortable, and like retraining their brain and helping them like find those things. Recently, I had a client who had just had her very own unique style. Every client, we do a style assessment, and I decode like their three style pillars, like the three things that are most important and most them in their style. And one of her style pillars was like coquettish kawaii. So really big like bows and like some fun pastel colors. She had like unicorn colored hair. So like finding the pieces that are going to make her feel her, but also make her feel sexy because she's entering the dating pool, and kind of like having all of that going. And just like, I think that's the most empowering part, is being like, this is who I am. Sarah gets me as a stylist, and these are the pieces that make me feel the most me and make me feel confident. And I just think that's so empowering for the client.
Yeah. And I'm sure, and that goes to my next question about like a rewarding moment. Do you have like a rewarding moment for you that kind of sticks out from working with a client that's kind of made you feel like, or giving you the sign of like, this is what I'm doing. I'm on the right path. This is what I've been meant to be doing. Like I'm good.
Yeah, I think I get a lot of moments like that, but I think I have clients who are so supportive of me that like they go and tell like five friends, and then their friends tell their friends, but then they come back to me and they're like, okay, we're all going on a girls trip, we want you all to do all of our outfits, we're going to Greece, or like something like that, where it's like they just keep coming back. And I think that's the most rewarding for me, is like, oh, I helped them so much that they just want to keep going with it.
Yeah. Which that is like, that's a really good feeling, when you keep getting called back and, they message you over and over like, okay, I'm going somewhere. Can you come over? Like, hey, come back, come back. That's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when you
I
have
have
like
one.
this, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I have one client who comes to me monthly because she travels a lot for business and for fun. And we meet once a month for an hour, and we look at her virtual closet, and we put together all of the outfits for her upcoming trips. She tries them on, sends me photos, we make our final cuts. I put together her packing list, and she's good to go.
Yeah.
And it's every month that like I get to like help her do that.
Yeah. And I'm sure she appreciates it a lot, a lot, a lot to have you there to just kind of like pack her. And that's just like one less thing
Mm-hmm.
off her plate.
To worry about.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny. When my client calls me and she's like, "I'm going somewhere. Here's my days," and I'm just like, She's close enough. I'm like, "I'll be over," and then I look at her suitcase. She attempted to pack it, and I'm like, "No, no. I'm like, you should have waited for me. Let me let me do this. Let me do this."
Let's do
And then
this
I'll just like,
together.
yeah, let's do this together. And then she'll be like, "Oh, okay, okay." She's like, "Yeah, no, I'm calling you from now on," and like put everything together with like day, time, day one morning look, day two afternoon look, like the whole thing, because what we're doing is
Mm-hmm.
setting them up in their look so that their style, their vibe for the rest of the day is kind of set out for them, and we know what they want. We've heard what they want out of the day for them at these business travel things. So it's easy to kind of like, as a good stylist, you kind of start understanding them more than just what they're wearing.
Yes, and I feel like a big part is so many of our clients are, I mean, I don't know about you, but for me,
Yeah.
out of like packing for them to go forth and like be confident and comfortable in their clothes and not have to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question.
You
Do you want to read it?
When you pack for clients, how do you decide what pieces to use multiple times during a trip? Good question, Katie.
Yeah. Um, so there's a few ways that I do it, and it goes into like I get so granular with it. Um, yeah, absolutely. I get so granular with it. I will be thinking about like, okay, you're going to dinner. What are you ordering? Because are we gonna wear white linen pants or are we gonna wear denim pants? Like, what's gonna make the most sense? If we are going somewhere, is it gonna be messy? Like, who are you going with? Are you going with your children? Are you gonna be like getting sunscreen everywhere? Are you gonna be in the snow, like sweating? So it's really about like pieces that are solid and versatile and can go with a lot of things, and then like really focusing on the accessories, which can like really amp up a really basic outfit, and
Hmm.
kind of like marrying those things and then figuring out like if you wear this one night, can you wear it this other night? And like how statement making are these pieces?
Yep. And it's good when it's
And
like a versatile one piece that you can just, the blazers, the tops, the shoes, and like just rotate everything around it. That like it's easy to make sure that piece is in their luggage when they're traveling. I like to go by like dates. So it'll be like, okay, the Friday that you're there, it's like a welcoming brunch. Okay, this is what you're gonna wear. Let's keep those pants to the cocktail dinner, change the top, change the shoes. Um, Working by agenda, like the times and what's needed, where you need to be, and like if you can be more relaxed in those pants you've been wearing all day, change the top or whatever. That's also helpful when like you don't have a lot of space in the luggage. Um, don't have a lot of space and there's not a lot of time, but you still need to have those staple pieces that are easy to manipulate into like other looks. So
definitely,
scheduling, yeah, scheduling
and
helps a lot.
it does.
Yeah. So what was an experience that you had with a client that I won't say was difficult, but like was a very aha moment for you? Because we always learn when we have clients.
Yeah, we do. I had a client who, I feel like this happens a lot, where they think you're this miracle worker and that we say that we can, how'd they work out? Mhm. They think you're this miracle worker who can, magically make. So a difficult client. I had a client who really thought that, on my website, I say like, get your confidence back and all of that. And she literally thought I was going to be like magic worker. I came in, I looked at her clothes, and she didn't want to modernize her clothes. She just wanted her same clothes from like 1989 to 1993, and just to find them again, but like not with tons of cat hair on them.
Yeah.
And she thought I could magically make her look 50 pounds slimmer. And like, we can do some things to make you look slimmer, but it's also going to have you changing the silhouettes that you're wearing and like
Mhm.
looking more modern. And she just like was like not into it. She was just like,
Mhm.
look, like she was so unhappy with herself that she could not take my advice
Yeah.
without like being negative. Like, I put an outfit on her that I thought was, inventive and modern, and she like scoffed at me, like was like, I would never wear this. And I was like, okay, let's try again. She was like, this is hideous. And like just like very horrible and like very degrading to herself and to me. And
Yeah.
I think that's when I learned like you can you can fire clients. You can say this is not working for either of us. We need to cut our losses, and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time that I fired a client, and I think I've fired maybe two others since, where I just realized that like it's not a good fit. Um,
Yeah.
and it's very empowering and like strong feeling to know that you can do that and to like
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't have to be at the mercy of, there is that the like quality of customer care of like, the customer is always right. It's more like the customer will be receiving the utmost like care and respect and best customer service, but if it goes off the rails, like I don't have to stand here. I don't have to sit here through this, and let's save both of us some time and some emotions and just, step away from something like that. That's that's a big one. It takes a lot of courage to do that too. So all this work that you do, how has it influenced you as a woman and as a mom? So you know, so you have a lot of clients, you meet a lot of people. So how does that influence you in your everyday and momming and all that?
I'm definitely influenced by everyone that I meet. Um, I like to call myself a style chameleon. So when I have a client, I have them fill out a preliminary questionnaire before I get to their house. Like, is their house a shoes on, shoes off household? What kind of music do they like? Where are their favorite stores? How would they describe their style? Just so I can start to get a sense of where they are. And then I try to dress for them to be like
Hmm.
approachable to them. And
Hmm.
I think it's always fun to like have that little um, kind of work in my mind. Oh,
Hmm.
this isn't working. Kind of like an activity to be like, okay, we're gonna dress for this client. How am I thinking they're gonna dress without meeting them? How can I dress to like be approachable and not like intimidating
Yeah.
to them?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
something aspirational, but like not like, oh my God, she's insane. She's gonna make me dress like an ostrich or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Which is
other
a
than
big
that,
preconceived
with a lot
notion
of
that
my
people have.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think another thing is with my mom clients, I've been working with moms since before I became a mom, and just like seeing their bodies change and everything gave me a lot more grace with my own when I had my kids.
Hmm.
To be like, bodies change, the boobs change, the belly changes, and it's okay. We're going to love it in its new way and dress for it in its new way.
Yeah.
And I think that helped my transition a lot.
Yeah. And then that way, like how, you're your own billboard, so when you're talking with clients and they can see like, hey, I just went through this too. Like I'm a mom too now. I'm a new mom new, like that kind of stuff. It helps them feel safer in your space.
Yeah, completely.
And so how do you describe your personal style?
Color. I'm getting into like more minimalist style. I feel like as I was younger, I was like very much that bold, ostentatious, wear leopard print, wear like crazy pattern play, all of that. And then my third style pillar is um, like accessories, like bold accessories, and like elevating through that.
Oh, that's fun. That's gonna be fun to start like putting together for that because like you can have like some staples and then just play around with the accessories. That's always like a lot of fun and can bring color
Yeah,
that
and
way.
that's what I feel like I've been. Yeah, like having like I think today I have like these cool glasses that I'm wearing when I'm not looking at a screen and reflecting it.
Yeah.
But like they're non-prescription. They're just blue light blocking, but they matched my outfit. I was gonna
Hey.
micro
Yeah.
them with my little white t-shirt.
Yeah.
And like having that color, but still like plain pieces, and then my accessories, and just trying to embody that every day, so that I'm not like this crazy stylist, but something more approachable yet elevated.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because it's interesting that you say that like as we get older, like we still have that piece of us that's like we like style and playing with clothes, but it's refining itself as we get a little bit older and we're learning more how to play with certain things, like the glasses and all that kind of stuff. So it's always it's interesting to see how our own tastes change as we get a little
Yeah,
bit
and
older.
I feel like when I was younger, I definitely dressed more punk and like had that rocker edge. And now I feel like I have like all these visible tattoos that I'm like, okay, my clothes can be more subdued to like balance that out. And I don't need to like go full rocker with my clothes.
Yeah. I mean, I love your style. I love every time you post a new outfit. It always looks so amazing. I I
Thank
really do. I'm
you.
like, I love her style. Like it's very unique to you and it's very like um you could see clients wanting to be like, I want to wear that. That looks like a chill outfit for like a day out. So I really do like what you put together. So what outfit is your ultimate like I feel like a boss. You're in boss mode.
Definitely a blazer. I feel like they're just like, they make you feel like you are ready to handle shit.
Yeah.
Um, And then I think my favorite jeans are my Joe's Mia jeans, which are like a high waisted, wide leg with that little frayed hem to give it just a little bit of edge.
Yeah.
And then just doing like a basic tee and like cool accessories. Like right now, I'm just like obsessed with this little wolf ring, and then just like always some layered necklaces and cool earrings, and
Uh-huh.
just like maybe throw a belt on if I'm feeling fun. But like basically, like t-shirt, jeans, blazer combo is just going to be like easy and good to go.
Yeah. What was I gonna ask? Oh yeah. So speaking of like, so you're at Anthropology. What brands do you like you yourself, and then what brands do you like to recommend to your clients?
From Anthropology or in general?
Both.
Um, I love Kint. They make that like washable silk skirts and dresses and like cotton sweaters and Mongolian cashmere at like such a good price. Um, I think they're just like such a good price for what they are. I actually had a Kint skirt on earlier, and then my son was like, "You need to put on comfy pants." So I had to change for him, of
Of
course.
course.
Um, but I had a skirt on, a washable silk, so I love that one. I love Everlane for just like some good basics. They make really good jeans.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Anthropology, I think the Maeve Colette pants are kind of like the goat. They fit everyone so well. They're super stretchy and comfortable, yet they're like that trendy wide leg that is just like so easy to wear. And then there's like a dress from Anthropology called the Somerset dress, which I feel like you can dress up or dress down. It has pockets. It's like super flattering. I think I wore one until I was like 8 months pregnant. And it's just like such a good silhouette that like comes in an array of fabrics and prints and everything. I think there's a new like sunflower print that we just got in at the store.
So the
And there's like a
Somerset.
blue ombre. Yeah.
Mm, I like that. I like that. Especially the dresses that are like you've worn them while you were pregnant, and you can wear them afterwards, and they're not maternity. Sign me up.
Mhm.
Like that's
Yeah,
the
they're
best.
so comfy. They have pockets. They're good.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that one. That's for sure. So
Mhm.
as we wrap up here, because I know that you're super busy right now, what piece of advice do you have to all the working moms who are taking time out of their day, even if it's right now or later on when they see this? You're right now you're working and you're talking to me, and we all got a lot of things going on while we're doing this. So what advice do you have for them?
I think to put a little bit of intention into your dressing, whether that means like changing out of your yoga pants or elevating your yoga pants, or even just like adding accessories to every outfit. I'm such a proponent of accessories. Hey Harper makes like a sweat-proof, waterproof earrings and necklaces that you can literally put on and never take off, and then you just like
Mm.
always look instantly elevated because you're just like constantly wearing this cute jewelry.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I think that's my best tip.
yeah. That's good. Yeah, that helps a lot because it does change. It changes it up a little bit if you have like those staples with you and accessories and stuff like that. That it's kind of like just putting on mascara and eyeliner. It just changes
Yeah.
like your whole face. It changes your whole look. So to have accessories like that is really fun. Yeah, just one thing to elevate, just one thing to change up goes a long way.
It does.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your
It can make,
time. I appreciate it. I know this
of
is
course, thank you so much for talking with me.
busy. So we'll have to do this again, and I'll be like uploading and sending links and all that stuff for everybody to rewatch. And we'll be resharing later on this week.
Okay. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. I hope
You're
you have a
welcome.
great rest
Thank
of your
you.
day.
Thanks, you too. Bye.